The CEO of Moderna, though, the first pharmaceutical company to produce a COVID vaccine, told the Financial Times yesterday he predicts a, quote, material drop in the effectiveness of the vaccine against this Omicron variant. That was before today's news. What is changing as we speak? We welcome the Moderna Chairman and co-founder Noubar Afeyan. Noubar, great to have you. This is an important interview I want our investors and our audience to hear. Tell us right off the bat what you know about the possible efficacy of your vaccine at Moderna against this variant.
Well, thanks for having me. And since we learned of this challenge last week at Moderna, we've been working very intensely on getting as much data as we can using the sera from vaccinated subjects to see whether the antibody binding is weakened in any way. We said right up front that this will take us a couple of weeks to get enough data that we could say anything definitive. And right now we're in the early phases of gathering that data. So unfortunately, I won't be able to add more facts to the discussion. I can say that as others, we have expressed some concern about the nature of the changes we see in the virus. And it makes us want to be increasingly vigilant. It may be that in the fullness of time, we got more proactive, but we could have kind of stood back. The opposite, which is that we did not get more vigilant, and it somehow was a worse case than expected. That's something that I think we do not want to see yet again in this pandemic.
Dr. Fauci said just about an hour ago that this case number 1 here in the United States was fully vaccinated, but he said he understands that this individual was not had not yet gotten a booster shot. So when we listen to Dr. Stéphane Bancel, of course, the CEO of Moderna at your company, he had said that the third shot is crucial here. But do you get a sense that your company right now needs to tweak the current booster and the vaccine, which is one in the same labs at the moment, your people tweaking it at the moment for this new and supposedly highly contagious variant?
So Liz, the role of a vaccine developer and manufacturer is to provide any and all options so that whatever we need, we have ready to go. So that's how our approach has been. First, we have tested and are testing higher doses of our booster to see if that gives us even more protection, should we need it. That's ready to go. We have tested 2 of the prior variants as vaccines we could very quickly manufacture, even while we've started working a more specific Omicron-specific vaccine. So we're doing it all. And the expectation is that over the next couple of weeks, as the data pans out, we can work with the authorities to make whatever decision is felt to be the most protective. So interestingly, you don't have to conclude that you're going to need this to work on it. In fact, you're going to want to work on it before you know whether you need it, so that when you do, you're ready to go.
There is a new vaccine poll done by the Morning Consult that says that 30% of unvaccinated Americans said the emergence of the new Omicron variant have made them reconsider inoculations, just 30%. Would you say that getting vaccinated is really the only way to stop this virus in its tracks?
I believe that's true. I think all of the science that we see suggests that we need to effectively limit where this virus can go to continue to mutate and to evolve and evade immunity. So we really do need to up the level of immunity against the virus. That can best be done through vaccine and through getting boosters against this new threat, as well as Delta, which, by the way, is wreaking havoc as we speak in the US and in Europe. We need to get the maximum protection possible. Look, I've long viewed the vaccine as a kind of a form of an internal mask. So we talk a lot about masks that you can wear, but this is kind of an effective molecular mask, and we're going to need this protection against this threat. The threat is out there mutating, trying to counteract everything we do, and we need to be extra vigilant.
An internal mask. I think that's an interesting way of putting it, and I would definitely tend to agree. One last question here. One case so far detected in San Francisco. From your experience with developing vaccines and following all kinds of viruses, do you believe there are more right now that just have not yet been detected here in the States?
I think that's a very high likelihood. I think not only here in the States, but in most other countries where people have reported a handful of cases, that's a function of the small number of testing that we do. And so it's going to take a few days for these cases, if they present with symptoms, for us to even know that they exist. As you know, lots of people get this infection. They don't have too many symptoms. They don't actually get tested. And we never know that they had it until much later. So I do think that it's fair to assume that on the second, the third, the fifth, we shouldn't react as though this is a major surprise. It would have been a surprise if there were no cases in the U.S.
Yeah, that makes sense. But it is nonetheless certainly jarring, not just to the stock market, but to people's collective psyche that this is here now. Noubar, it's wonderful to have you on this very important news day, specifically about Omicron. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Liz.
Noubar Afeyan, of course, he is the co-founder of Moderna.